It's been between 2 and 3 minutes. You know what that means. It must be time for more Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on SiriusXM 204.
All right, here we go. Long time. Look at this guy. He's a child. Long-time casino host here in Las Vegas. He's the best. Steve Sear joins us in studio.
That implies I'm old. But
subject of the book, Whale Hunt in the Desert. Okay, but here's the thing. You're in your 50s, right?
As far as you know, yes.
Okay, whatever you are. You're in that neighborhood.
55. I'm 55.
You're 55.
I'm 55.
You're still living like a college kid. You're on 2 hours sleep. You're at a pool party late last night in Vegas. It's like 90 degrees outside
hey,
now.
Vegas keeps you young, right? I mean, come on. You guys
or
live
it kills
here.
you young.
Yeah, I only sleep a few hours a night anyway. But yeah, right now I'm on borrowed time. But for you guys, I get up, East Coast doesn't know, but get up at 5 o'clock to...
Let's get right into it. What'd you do Friday? You were at Kaos.
I was at the $92 million pool at the Palms, and I'm like, how good can it be? Holy cow. It is a $92 million pool. I'm not talking about the $14 million statue and Cardi B and all the people. I mean, it's so cool because the DJ moves in and out. So we can be outside, Mitch, and you can actually talk. And it's a pool party. It's not thump, thump loud. But then when that DJ spins around, then it gets loud.
Oh, that's a terrific idea. I love that already.
It's the size of your TV studio here, and it spins in or out. And so, yeah, then for 20 minutes, you're thumping and moving, and then he spins back. And so you can still hear it, but then we can talk and hang out at the pool. Or you go inside and there's lightning above you. It's crazy.
Wow, you went with a whale. Tell people what a whale is and what did the night?
Yeah, high roller whale. A whale, at this case, is someone that'll risk at least $250,000 to $1 million on a trip. This particular guy had $500,000 up, and he was playing dice and firing away and winning about $800,000. So that was cool. So,
wow.
So he took about 15 people to the club. Do you know why he took 15? Because he didn't want 16. That's a really nice guy to go with, because whatever he wants, he's going to get. And they bring out the train thing with the girls on it. I mean, we pay homage to bottles. That's a whole nother story. Isn't it crazy how we act like, we're curing cancer? No, they're bringing out magnums of Dom, but girls are on people's shoulders. I mean, it is pretty stupid. But
well, explain that. Explain that. It's $20 at the liquor store. But if you buy the same bottle...
No. A bottle of Sky Vodka is $10 at Albertsons, but you're renting space. The pool party I went to yesterday with my friend Eugene, I mean, it's, $7.50 for a bottle. But you're renting
not for
space.
Sky. That better be Grey Goose.
Yeah, but still, you're renting space, and so guys always complain and about I don't want to spend that much. Well, then, dude, wait in line, and we're going to let you in about 2 hours from now, and it's still $60 to walk in, and a Red Bull vodka is still $18.
18? That's cheap.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've got 8 guys, everybody chip in 200 or 300, get a bottle.
It's a no-brainer.
And that way, girls will actually come to you, and you have a shot. We won't say, to interact and get to meet the young ladies.
I've yelled at people waiting in line before.
You have?
Yelled, stood up.
Yes.
I was having late. I think Paul was at the cafe at a place here in town, local spot. The line was like 4 hours long to get in on a weeknight. I stood up and I said, "What are you people doing?" I started screaming at him. "You're never going to get in tonight. You're wasting your time. You're stupid. Go pay.
Yep.
Go grease the guy up front. Get in right now."
Buy a bottle.
Yes.
At Apex at the Palms, we have no guy guest list. I mean, I could walk you guys up, an executive camera. Other than that, no. Dude, you're going to wait, and about 1:30 or 2, they're going to let you pay $60 and walk up. It's too late then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I know. Guys don't get it, but that's okay. It's a beautiful thing.
For Sling and NESN...
Funnest March Madness of my 32-year career.
Hold on. For Sling and NESN, tell people who you are and what you do.
I'm an independent licensed junket rep, so that's a fancy word for casino host, but my customers are casinos. They employ me, and my clients are gamblers, and I'm the broker, so I've got to keep both sides happy. And at my level, I negotiate the deal. Can they split aces 4 times? Can you double down after a split? If they lose $100,000, do they get their airfare? If they lose $1 million, do they get a discount? Yes, if they pay in 60 days. So I have about 30 different deal terms that I deal with. If they play roulette, is it a single 0, 2, or double 0 wheel? In dice, tend to get true 3, 4, 5 times odds. I negotiate all that up front. It's not the room's great and the limo, but that's VIP services and that stuff they don't care about. It's about the deal when they gamble. They want the best odds for them.
What's it like dealing with Larry Flint and
He's a blast.
Does he get a shopping spree?
Oh, yeah. No, that's that. I don't even have the energy this morning for his deal. But, oh, yeah, of course. I got to take Mrs. F on a shopping spree, and if he plays an average bet of $45,000 for 2 hours, then he gets another $50,000 in promotional chips, which is like free bets. Oh. But, I've been doing it a long time. Yes, Mitch?
No, I was going to say, okay, so what kind of player is the kind of guy, or gal, I guess, that can get tickets to Mayweather-McGregor? And what kind of player do you scoff at when they ask for tickets like that? How big are we talking?
Yeah, it is funny. For something like that, that was a huge fight. You need to be at least a $50,000 player for a couple tickets, and that means you'll risk $50,000 on a weekend. You're going to bet 1% of that, $500 minimum bet for 3 to 4 hours a day. If you do that and win, hey, God bless you. I'm still comping everything, your room, food, beverage, and airfare. But you need to risk that. You either get your ass kicked or you give me a shot at the money. And I earn off of your theoretical loss, not to get too technical, so I actually hope you win, because if you win, you bet more, you play longer, hence higher theoretical. Steve earns more in this jurisdiction. Other jurisdictions, I get lost, but then I hope they lose, but we won't talk about that today.
You mentioned the March Madness story. Why was it?
Well, just because usually, for me, Super Bowl is the best event that I do because guys come to gamble. New Year's Eve is number 2 and really good, but then you bring the wife or the girlfriend, and it's more about the event and that. March Madness is usually just dudes that only bet on the games. Well, what happened the first weekend of March Madness, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? How many favorites won, right? Well, when favorites win, what happens? My boys won, and then they actually went to the tables and played. So it was.
They did this year.
They did this year, yeah, because they were winning. Look, a lot of favorites were covering. So
18 in a row won. Well,
no, 18, is that right?
18 straight favorites won a game.
Won a game, yeah, outright.
Okay, well then that's what all my boys were on, and then they actually played, because I don't earn off of poker players and I don't earn off of sports players. I get every time I do your show, and I appreciate all the comments, and we sell books and all that, but it's always like, hey, can you help me? Can you help me? And I always email back the exact same sentence. Are you a gambler? Yeah, I bet sports and I play poker. Great, I can't help you. And I tweet that back to everybody. Because you're in poker, you're winning other people's money, and in sports, it's just such a small vig. I'm not the guy for that. If you play blackjack, if you play slots, if you play baccarat, dice, I'm your guy. And I got a lot of response from last time. I said, hey, if you'll put up $5 or $10 grand, I'll help you out. At least get you a comped room, at the Palms or someplace cool and all that.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, what happened, though?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the first time in 32 years, I had, obviously a lot of couples get divorced, but they decided and finalized the divorce during March Madness. And I've known them for about 7 years.
Do I know that couple?
No, you don't know, but that couple's getting a divorce too. Okay. And that's a whale. So anyway,
continue.
I've known them for about 7 years. I'm pretty sure I went to the wedding. They got married in Vegas. And I've never really seen them fight. And they were arguing about, it was 2 games on Thursday. I don't remember the games. And they got in such a heated argument. And then she was right. And they didn't bet, because they try to bet $500 to $1,000 a game on every game. I mean, so they have a lot in action, plus they play at the tables a couple $100,000. And she gambles too. It's not just him. I mean, she'll gamble as much as him at the table. So they're both equally good players. They got in such a beef Thursday, then they made up. Friday, the same thing happened, only he won a game. And I thought they were just, full of it. They filed for divorce. Yeah, I've talked to them both, and it's done.
And it came down to what game they wanted to bet or not bet.
Correct. It was based on betting, and it was funny, and all the hosts and I, we were laughing at them and with them, kind of, but then I was like, guys, are you really going to get divorced over sports? And they're like, yeah, we're done. And they're so into it, they're not going to quit betting sports. They're VEASAN fans. I hope they're not watching right now. They live on the East Coast. So
Steve, give their names, please, and where they're from.
No, I can't, man, because I earn from them. But they really, they have filed. They both have attorneys and that. And it's
sounds like my kind of scene.
Kids. They've never had kids or anything. They love to gamble together, and they're going to miss that about each other.
Absolutely.
But he claims that he does better without her, and that she's bad luck. Superstitious.
And told her that, and that was the reason why?
Oh, yeah. No, he told her that loud. This was in front of a lot of people. I'm dying inside, melting, and then I'm like, but they had won a lot of favorites, so then they both go, and then usually they play blackjack together, different tables. That was like the big thing.
That's when you know, huh?
You ever drive in the car after a fight and you just, you don't want to talk to each other, and you're trying to look out the window? That's how they were playing blackjack with each other.
Steve Sear, our guest.
I know, it's good.
At Steve Sear Vegas on Twitter. Follow the money, Pauly and Mitch. For the new listeners, play the greatest hits. How do you start your intro speech at Cornell?
Well, I've been really lucky. My book's required reading at Cornell, where I got rejected, and I hand out my rejection letter. Why my mother saved it is a whole other story. But usually I start with, I'm a 2.3 from UNLV, and you're never going to make probably the kind of money I make, and no one gives a poop, I didn't cuss, that you're a 4.0 from Cornell. I've never been asked my GPA, and you just spent $200,000 on daddy's money, and you're going into a business where the brave makes more than the chief. What do you think those girls at Kaos made the other night, right? One of my friends last year during rehab, that's a pool party at the Hard Rock, forget what she made. She saved $86,000.
Yeah, think about that.
Okay, that's more than the Cornell graduate's going to make. That's the assistant hotel manager making $52,000 or whatever, Okay, so again, the Braves make more than the Chiefs.
And again, take us through this. The Kaos pool party is going to be the hottest thing in Vegas. Palms, 15 years ago, was the hottest spot in the entire town. Okay, so the casting call, if you will, of the women that are going to be working there
4,000.
4,000 of them. So they're turning away like 9.5s.
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying, sorry,
oh,
you're
no.
not.
I mean, the cocktail waitresses are crazy hot. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I'm telling you, you're showing the video right now, and I thought, okay, do we care about the $14 million statue? It's so cool. It's right in the middle. The fireworks were coming off the buildings. And then did you see the sign, you guys? The whole side of that other palms is a neon sign. You can see that from the Strip. I know.
How much they spent
I'm not a club guy. $92 million.
No. The Cardi B and the fireworks and the Grand Rio.
I mean, it's millions. I mean, yeah, she was there. But I'm not really a club guy. It was just so much fun to be in and out and all the different drinks. And, I mean, it was like I didn't want to leave. That, at 4 in the morning, you feel like it's nothing. Yeah. It's really cool. I can't wait to take you guys.
But some of the ladies that are going to work there for the summer, or if they work at other pool parties on the Strip, they will clear, what, 200,000 in 6 months?
I don't know. I tell you this, that if they don't make 1,000 a shift, they're going to be upset, but they are. I mean, they're making so much money. It's crazy. So it's really cool. So if you come to Vegas, and if you're a gambler, call me and I'll walk you in because that line's long, brother, even the VIP line.
We talked about this last week. Were you there? Okay. Did you witness when Kerry Packer said to the guy,
I'll flip you?
I'll flip you for it?
No, but I was there when he, I didn't get my bonus for my car because he won $6 million 2 days before New Year's Eve, and we didn't make our EBITDA number. And I'd already ordered a Trans Am, and I had to call the car dealer and say, dude, I don't want it. So, do you remember that story?
Yeah.
So
he took it for $6 million 2 days before your thing.
Yeah, I was in a bonus pool, and our EBITDA was like $52 million, and we were at like $54 million. So I knew what my bonus was going to be. It was like $40,000 or whatever it was.
Same time he knocked over the waitress's drinks and paid off her mortgage?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And when the other night when he won, we had a girl in the lounge called Christine W. Yeah, he tipped her $200,000 because I was the host on duty to cash her out. So that was pretty cool.
Explain the flip it story, Paul.
He wanted a table. Well, what would Packer play? 100,000 a hand?
No, 350s. So say 150, yeah, 50. Yeah, 150 a hand. Well, and right from the shoulder. He didn't test the waters like all of us. We bet 25 and then we're winning. We press to 100. Right. No, it was 50. Yeah. What's the max? How much can I bet?
It's in the book, Whale Hunt in the Desert. You got to get the book. Incredible read. I think a Texan some oil guy was at his table and he wanted to play and he's like, no, you know who I am? I'm worth $15 million. And Packer says, I'll flip you for it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
$15 million.
Well, I know Mitch's favorite story is the Mr. King story.
Okay, well, hold on.
He passed away.
Okay. It's an unbelievable story. It's in the book. You're going to have to share coming up next, okay? It's VSiN. It's Follow the Money, SiriusXM Channel 204, NESN, Sling, Fubo, all over the place. Now, Steve Sear, longtime casino host, is with us. He will. It's not only my favorite story. I mean, come on, it's one of the best stories of all time.
It is.
And Steve...
Especially for gamblers.
Of course. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's terrific. Steve will have the details coming up next.
And we're back with more Follow the Money on SiriusXM 204. Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard have the mics for the information you need to win.
We continue here on VSiN. Steve Sear, casino host in Las Vegas, been doing it for a long time. Subject of the book, as you can see here, Whale Hunt in the Desert. Every time that you come in studio, I think we say it to each other, it's got to be an hour next time. It just goes by so fast with a story.
I'm sorry. It just goes so fast.
So
it's fun.
In the book, it's one of the best stories I think I've ever heard, and you've told it many times, but we do have brand new audiences here across the board. Okay, explain who Roger King was and what he did.
Roger King was one of the largest TV media guys. He had Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. I'm pretty sure those were all his shows, and he was $1 million player of ours, and he would come in to the Hilton all the time with $1-2 million. I mean, like at least once a month. Okay. mega whale. And this is, 25 years ago. So I'm just the grunt host on duty. Okay, I'm not his actual host. Our president took care of the King brothers, and they were in the small 15,000 square foot, not 1,500, 15,000 square foot Sky Villa on the 30th floor. And Roger was a handful. Let's just say that. So, he was always a problem, and I was the only guy in graveyard. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and he's playing and drinking champagne, and 50,000 a hand, and he's stuck like 800 and some thousand, and he's been on a sizz, which means he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down, and literally from me to you, Mitch, is the marble custom high roller bathroom, where you can go number 1 or number 2 at your convenience and say I'm at the baccarat table and you're the bathroom. Well, he'd lost like 3 or 4 hands in a row, and of course it's the dealer's fault, in Mr. K's mind, and it's not. And so he gets up and he urinates. I can say that word, right? Yeah. Right there in the corner, like we're Pauly's, right in front of everybody. He just whips it out and he starts peeing.
Whips it out.
Well, so I'm the young one. I'm the youngest person in the room by at least 20 years, maybe more. And I remember it was Henry. Henry's no longer with Henry, the old piss boss, because he goes, Steve. I go, Steve. He goes, yeah. And he goes, what do you want us to do? And I swear, without hesitation, I go, well, shuffle up and deal. I go, call housekeeping. We'll change the carpet. Are you kidding? I mean, what am I going to do? Kick him out?
He's playing 50,000 a hand?
Yeah, he's 50,000 a hand. So it's just so funny. It just came out of my mouth, Like, I didn't even care that he was peeing. I just wanted him to get back into action because I wanted to get to the million, So
I think the line was, if he does number 2, we'll just get new carpet.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that was a true story. It really happened. So that's a good story.
Imagine that. And he would call the female dealers that word.
It's just, we can't, there's some things we don't tolerate, I mean, I don't care if you cuss up to the sky, but you can't cuss at her or him.
No matter how big of a player
no matter how, then we're done. But, if you got to pee and you pee in the corner, you pee in the corner. We rip it up into it. And that's why we have the squares in the casino, so we can just pair them up. But anyway, funny story. I'm about 60% of the book. We had Deke followed me for about 3 years. When I'd go pick up a $1 million player, he'd go on the private plane with me. He'd interview the wife or the girlfriend. And, there's a lot of funny stories in there, and how we always call, customers by their initial and never say, we'd always say, is this your lady friend? And we had one customer where for the first time in 4 years, he finally brought the wife, because he always brought different girlfriends, right? And everybody knew him. And I had to go around to the steakhouse, to the dealers. Everybody's like, hey, Mr. C. Hey. He goes, God, how does everybody know you? It was so funny, But anyway, that's men, and that's a whole nother book we could do on stories.
Celebrities who are bad tippers.
Scottie Pippen, stiff and tipping, terrible. Cost me money every time. Michael Jordan was not a stiff. Michael Jordan was a really good tipper, at least for me, and every time I saw him. Great guy, great tipper.
J-Lo?
Tiger
Woods?
Well, Ben Affleck was great. J-Lo, not so much.
Oh, no. When J-Lo was with him at the table, unfortunately, I mean, she would pull back bets. I mean, that was really bad. Like, he would bet. He didn't care. Yeah, Ben's a great guy. And then who was it on the last time that somebody backed him off? Or Mark Wahlberg or something, or whatever. He's not a counter. He just happened to win once. That was the Hard Rock getting nervous.
Yes, right.
Yeah. It's just like the 86 people.
Sickest thing you've seen? Guy who's up a couple, blows it all back.
Oh, I mean,
And on top of that, I'll add this. Guys that get close, they have a number in their head. I want to get to $4 million up, and they're so close, and then before you know it, it's all.
Okay, no, that really happened. We had a customer that wanted to win $5 million, and he's playing craps, and he's got like 4-4 in the rack, maybe 4-5. So if you count what's on the layout, you can take your money down. You don't, just because it's out, you don't have to. You can say I'm done, bring it all down. He didn't, and he was just one roll away, and then all the way back, and lost everything, and then went BK. That's too bad. But on the flip side, remember my John Elway story, since you've got sports people. Okay, so at the Verona Casino, I get 10% of loss, which is a beautiful thing, right? I'd been working this guy for a year and a half. I finally get him in. He puts up $2 million. He's betting $50,000 a hand. The day of the Super Bowl, about 2 hours before it, he stuck $1.9 million. And he's betting $50,000 a hand. I have spent that money in my head. I'm in the back going, okay, when I make $200,000, I can pay off this condo. I'm going to get this. I mean, I was spending the money like an idiot in my head. I'm so excited, right? And I have to act like, I'm on his side. So he puts $50,000 out. He gets an 11. He puts the other 50 out. and gets like a 6, not a great card. So he's got 17. The dealer has a picture up. I'm like, it's over. Flips over a 5 for 15, bust. He wins that hand. Does not lose. By the time we go to the Super Bowl, he won the $2 million back and $1.6 million more. I literally threw up in a trash can in the back of the baccarat pit. I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't believe. And then he stiffed me in. That's a hot.
Oh!
Then we're in the limo riding, and he had Super Bowl tickets from Caesars, and they were like $2,000 each. I'm thinking, he's going to sell those and give them to the boys, because no, nothing. It's unbelievable.
He's down 1-9, rallies back.
1-9 and had his case bet out. It's it. We win that hand. It's over.
And you call it the John Elway story.
Yeah. So
yeah,
no.
It's
So
not him,
so he was
obviously.
friends with John. And
he was? Okay.
Yeah. So John Elway is playing with him the whole time, and John's betting $1,000 a hand. And John stuck 90,000. So if he loses 100, at least I make 10 on John Elway. I mean, John could win or lose 5 hands, steal $1,000. So on that last hand, when he bet and had his last 2 50s out, he reached over and John had like 15,000. He goes, "Come on, quit being a weenie." He said another word, but said, "Quit being a weenie," and put it out there. Well, the dealer busted, so John won that hand too. Now John goes, betting 15,000 hands a lot better than betting 1, and Elway wins like $200,000. I make 0. It's unbelievable. I threw up in the trash can in the back.
How old were you? 30s at that time, or not?
No, it was whatever year the Super Bowl was, where the Raiders played Tampa Bay, because I was in San Diego.
That's a good 17 years ago then.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
anyway, so.
Well, you're the best.
He said, man.
I know, it goes by way too fast every single time. How can people get in touch with you that actually want to come to Vegas?
Easy. At Steve Cyr Vegas, Steve CYR Vegas on Instagram, or the easiest way really is email, steve@stevecyr.com. I answer almost every email. Guys that want books, I try to mail them a book. If you're in town, I'll meet you.
We got to go, pal.
I want to meet players.
Whale Hunt in the Desert is a book.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
It's fun.
Gil's next. We'll see you.
More of Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard is on the way.